Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video. In today's video we're here for the news that we all knew was coming. Now normally to end that sentence when you pitch up that start, it normally ends with, but it doesn't make it any easier. But that doesn't fit in this scenario. Nah, as we are here to talk about Beale's biggest gamble, who just like Michael Beale himself has failed and been shipped away early. I imagine this video has been something that a lot of people has been looking forward to, so if you didn't mind hitting the like button, that would be absolutely sensational as we try and continue this ridiculous run of 1,000 likes a video. But I know that's on me to earn that like, and if you didn't like it, I know I've not done my job. I'll certainly try and get it in the next video. But to the video. Now I'm going to be honest, I do find myself in an unusual situation as one of our most recent uploads, me and they sat here and spoke about the summer signings, reviewing them, who's been good, who's been bad, who's been almost or maybes in both categories. And Big Sam was of course a big part of that, as he was saved for last, as we saved the worst till last. So if you did watch that video, I think it's going to be the exact same stuff broken down in a minute or two there. There might be wee bits here or there repeated, but it is a different video in itself because we're focusing just on Sam, what he done, what went wrong, and of course the loan itself. Before we really get to the meat and tatties of the actual video, a wee word on Sam himself. Again, I'm going to have to talk about some harsh stuff. I'm going to need to say this and I'm going to need to say that because, again, I have to sit here and tell the truth, you know what I mean? I can't just sit here and happy clap and pretend this. I've got to tell you, and it has been a catastrophic failure, if I'm being honest. I'm going to have to go into that. But before we do really dive into what needs to be said, I really wish Sam the best wherever he goes. I'm sure he never came here looking to fail or looking at that. Probably came here, tried to make it turn around, turn his career around that has been, again, on a massive decline over the last couple of years. And I'm sure he gave his absolute all. He's just not got what we need from the position of the park that he played. So before I get in it, wish the big man luck. Now I say that from a human level, but also from a little bit of a personal bias / agenda as well, and we'll get to that in the next couple of minutes. But of course, let's discuss the news then. As of today, Sam Lammers has officially left Rangers Football Club. Unfortunately, it's not on a permanent transfer, but it is of course on loan, and he goes back to Dutch football. Dutch football was the last time this man had true success in terms of his footballing career. Dutch football was what helped build his name, in which club after club spent money after money because they looked at what he was able to do in Dutch football and say that there is someone that can help this football club. It's almost been a long con in a way if you actually look at it that way, but he's going back to Dutch football, where again the last league that he scored double digits actually in. And as we said, we hope it's a great success for a lad and hopefully he rediscovers his early career form, I should say. That's a very important distinction. It's not early season form, it's early career form. 6 years ago that is, but more on that in the next couple of minutes. We want to see him do well for himself but also do well for his football club, because if he goes back to Dutch football and performs to what he'd done 6 years ago, we might get some of the money that we absolutely wasted and threw away, bringing a big risk and a big gamble like Sam Lammers to this club. And as you can imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a big summer signing, one of the biggest expenditures on big tough wages in the summer, and by January to get punted out on loan, it tells you things never really went, as he's had truly a torrid time in the last 6 months in a Rangers shirt, despite a bright start to the pre-season, ladies and gentlemen. Because you remember, if we go back to the actual videos, the reaction video, or the rumour video I should say, then the reaction video, I did call him Michael Beale's big gamble because it scared the living death of me, but I was willing to get behind it because, again, you never know who's going to sink or swim in Scottish football. Some people came here with great reputations and great statistics, came here and flopped. It's happened for both sides, Rangers and Celtic, and it's happened for years upon years. And then you get others who you say, who is that guy? And then they end up becoming a success, right? We were all a little bit nervy regarding it, but we all got behind Sam Lammers, and during pre-season he sold us all a dream, because I remember sitting in my car saying all your pre-season has been is Sam Lammers and penalties. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember that? And now I actually sit back and think, was everyone that bad that Sam Lammers stood out? Or did he really just have a fortnight where he brought it back to his early career and looked back to his best? Because honestly, I went back especially for this video and read a lot of what I've said and watched a lot of what I said and watched a lot of his performances, and right away for Rugby Park, where again, no everybody was great by the way, it was a horrible performance in which we lost 1-0, from a pre-season where he was almost like a main man in a way, to see a guy be an absolute ghost in his first game for Rangers, first true game for Rangers, was probably a worrying sign, and it's a sign that was what was to come as he went and became Casper nearly game after game. And again, that's a real shame, and I didn't want to be sitting here saying this. I've just got to tell you the actual truth. We all tried to get behind a deal that none of us believed in. You know what I mean? We done the funny tweets, we done the funny quotes, we done the funny comments and everything like that about the laddie. We really tried to get behind. But none of us, when we heard the links, actually truly believed he could go on and be a bona fide success. All of us were worried and all of us didn't buy in. And maybe instead of venting a lot of your frustrations and anger towards the likes of Sam, who again, I still think he came here, worked his arse off, tried his best, it just didn't work. There's something, if you look at his early career, where he was gone to where he's been in the last 6 years, it just hasn't went wrong. Hopefully, as his career goes on, he's able to flip that switch and get back to his hungry goal-scoring best. But the guy just looks finished mentally at the age that he is, and that shouldn't ever be actually happening. But maybe instead of just venting all our anger and giving a lot of questions to Sam Lammers himself, maybe we should be aiming at the manager who believed in him and who took the massive gamble and was willing and took him to the board and say, I go and get him no matter what, with the types of money and the wages, the likes of Joey Veerman, the quality Joey Veerman we spent on Sam Lammers. It would absolutely drive you mental, and take that frustration and take that anger to the board who allowed Michael Beale to bring someone with so many red flags and so many warning signs and say, aye Michael, we'll give you the money for him. There's questions and anger to be passed around, but for me to say it's just on Sam Lammers is a bit of a joke. Sam Lammers, who he has been for the last 6 years. You can't buy somebody after seeing what they've been like for 6 years and be upset about it. This is who he is. He's a striker who doesn't score goals. That's what we know. So we can't complain that we signed a striker that doesn't score goals if that's exactly who he is. And that's why the questions need to be asked to the manager. Well, the previous manager, he's now gone right enough. But take it to the board. Why on earth are they signing off on all of this? Now we have to act surprised and shocked that it's went this way. He scored 2 goals in 31 games for us this season, with 2 assists if you want to chuck them in to try and make it look a little bit prettier. If you want to go back to the season before, he played 34 games for his previous club in which he scored 2 goals with 0 assists. The year before, he played 24 games in which, guess what? He got 2 goals that season. And the season before that, 4 years ago, he played 18 games in which he scored 2 goals. This isn't an anomaly. It isn't us failing him or the fans getting on his back and we've been too harsh on him. We've not supported him. We've failed. That's absolute bollocks to say that. We all were singing his name and bouncing and ignoring the massive red flag that was actually out there. So to try and claim it's the fans' fault for someone who has shown year upon year upon year he can't score goals is genuinely laughable and a complete waste of time. We have signed what he is, and that's a guy who doesn't score goals. If you want to go back, that was 4 seasons for 2, 2, 2, 2. If you want to go back to the year before, he actually scored more than 2. Ladies and gentlemen, that year as he scored 3. As we said right at the top of today's video, you have to go all the way back to 2018, the last time that he was able to get in double digits, and it's the last time that he really paved a way for himself for the last 4 clubs to take punts on him. A lot of money's been spent on Sam Lammers, and the last time again in 2018 he showed his quality and showed his promise was in Dutch football. So I hope not only for the man himself but for our club that this guy can go back to Holland and go back to scoring goals and assisting, because that's the only way we're even going to make a smidgen of our money back. The investment we done on him has been a complete catastrophic failure. Now we've got new directors of football, new scouts, new managers. I get all that, but you can't go ahead and buy something and complain that you're actually getting it back. That's what he's shown, and drastically the scouting department needs to be improved. If a daddy like me has to sit here and be nervous about it, the guys that's actually paid and knows the game and knows what they're doing should be doing a hell of a lot better. But that's all I've got to say about big Sam Lammers. Again, it's a shame that it never worked out. It would have been great if he did go against everything and against the odds. It would have been great to see him go. He did have a very bright pre-season, but that wins you nothing at the end of the season. And the only thing he's really got to his name, if you want to take it from what his time at Rangers, was an absolute screamer at Dundee, but even in that game we were 2-0 up in complete control and he scored and pulled that out. It wasn't in a game we needed or were struggling or anything like that. It's when the game was already done he was able to go, and it probably shows you the pressure is what takes it to this laddie, because as soon as there is pressure he'd rather go around Joe Hart on his weaker foot and fall over rather than put the ball into the back of net. He got big chances, had big opportunities, he just failed. We never failed him, the team never failed him. He was given opportunities, he was given game time, he just couldn't be the guy we needed him to be. And again, hope he goes to Holland and becomes Son, so we get some of our investment back. But again, right now I think we'll remember Sam Lammers as pound for pound maybe the worst signing we've ever made, and an absolute disastrous signing in terms of the money that was used to go ahead and bring him in. And that's my thoughts and opinions on Sam Lammers. He leaves now on loan. What about you? What's your lasting memory in Sam Lammers? And as I saw some comments that were given up too early on him, do you believe that in the comment section below? Again, people brought up the likes of Rickson and some of the other players over the years who has came to this football club and hasn't been great right away, and it's took them maybe even a year to settle in. Some people's commented that, and I do understand why you're saying that, but the only thing I would counteract that by saying is each of those players you want to listen examples showed an ounce. Hey son, what has Lammers showed you in 31 games besides a screamer versus Dundee when the game was already done and dusted? Did he show us anything to really get behind and get excited about? For me, he never, and that's the complete difference. I don't think we're giving up too early. I feel like we're making a decision that needs to be made. Get him out, bring somebody good in that can impact games and change games. We need game changers. He clearly wasn't one, and I feel like we're making the right decision whether it is a loan or no, ladies and gentlemen. We just need to get him out and get somebody in, and that's all I've got to say. What about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below, and as always, I've been Siege992. Thank you so much for watching, all the best, and bye bye.